All hail the Clicks crew! Alright guys, today we are taking a look at a ton of DC Heroclix Justice League Unlimited Heroclix set. I missed a couple of these doing reviews of them and stuff like that, so we're getting all caught up today and taking a look at some new ones. So the previews come from Lucky Dice Cafe, DaVinci DreamWorks 2, and Clicked Off. So if you want to see the original sources for those, check out the Mr. Clicksflix Facebook group where I have links back to the original sources so that you can see those if you want to. But yeah, we've got a ton of previews. We're going to go ahead and breeze right through them. These look really good. The set itself drops April 8th, and pre-releases start March 25th. So make sure to check out the WizKids Info Network for events in your area. So before we get into this, though, I want to take time to let you know that Mr. Clicksflix is sponsored by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama, home of the ROC. No matter if in the United States or around the world, Lucky Dice Cafe has the winning role for our gaming needs. You can visit them at luckydicecafé.com or on their Facebook page using the link found in the description of this video. Mr. Clicksflix is also brought to you by trollandtoad.com, one of the largest online gaming retailers. Visit trollandtoad.com and use the promo code Mr. Clicksflix for 5% off your Heroclix order today. Alright, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Alright, up first we have Mongul, number 060 in the set. He has the Brute Cosmic Ruler and Warrior keyword. And this sculpt just looks cool. Again, as I've said in basically all these videos, the animated series sculpts they turn out, the renderings look good, and they just turn out really good when they're in hand. So I'm excited to get these. So he's got 3 traits and a special on his movement. Improved movement destroys blocking. His first trait is Welcome to War World. During game setup, when establishing theme teams, you may treat the Brute and Warrior keywords as a single named keyword. So named keyword is good, and also treat them as the same keyword is also good. So Brute and Warrior count as a single named theme team, so you get your theme team probs and stuff like that. So that's cool. His other trait is the Arena Champion. When Mongul KOs an opposing character that can use Battle Fury or Earthbound Neutralize, after resolutions, roll d6 and heal him equal to the result. That's good. So it's basically regen without regen. That's good. But you get to heal the whole result instead of having it. So fantastic. His other trait is Black Mercy. Steal energy. Free. Choose a character Mongul damage this turn. Then choose Battle Fury or Earthbound Neutralize. That character can use the chosen power as long as Mongul is on the map. Ooh, that's really good. I can think of some scenarios where giving an opposing character Battle Fury would really make it so that they can't really do too much. I'm going to have to go back and look at some things. I already have... I'm thinking of a video. I'm thinking of like 2 or 3 figures that you could pair up with this to really make it trouble for your opponent. Anyway, the special on his movement is for the man who has everything charge plasticity. So those are good. He has 2 different point lines, 150 points and 110 points. 150 points, he's got a 10 movement with that special, 12 attack, super strength, 18 defense, invincible, and indomitability for damage with close combat expert. And of course he has a 0 range. And then at 110 points, he has a 9 movement with that special, 10 attack with super strength, 17 defense with invincible, and indomitability for damage with close combat expert. I could justify both point lines there. The 150, if you were going to try to use him as a call-in figure, would be good. 110, a little more team friendly, even though it's only 40 points. This guy's solid. I like him a lot. Like I said, I already got some team builds brewing in the old noggin, so we will go ahead and take a look at those in future videos. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at the next figure. This is a team-up figure that is Lex Luthor, and this one is number 025.06. Now, it's going to be very important to pay attention to these point numbers because we're going to be looking at a few different versions of these team up cards for a couple different characters. So when you're like, hey, Mr. Clicks, I think we already covered this. No, we didn't. This is going to be a different one. So this particular team up version has the Injustice League, Metropolis, whatever that is, Project Cadmus, politician, and scientist keywords. He has 3 traits special on his attack. So his first trait is Team Up Copperhead. If the listed friendly character is on the map, Lex Luthor can use plasticity and has improved movement, ignores characters. That's good. And then just the back half of that is that if you can't have 2 of the same character on your force and replace the card. Then he's got this Injustice League trait, which is at the beginning of your turn, roll d6. 6, give an action token to an opposing character that's 100 points or less. And then custom-made Ray technology is the special on his attack, which is free. Choose one: penetrating psychic blast, precision strike, range combat expert, or improved targeting, ignores hindering. Lex Luthor can use chosen power or ability this turn. That's good. And then he's got a 2 team abilities, which are the Superman Enemy and Injustice League. Got a 6 range, single target, 7 movement with running shot, 11 attack with that special, 18 defense with energy shield deflection, 3 damage with enhancement. For 50 points, this guy's good. I've seen another version of him that's also good. And just something to note that really the only difference on these seems to be the team up power itself. So in the future, if we see another Lex Luthor or something else, I'll just go through it once. And then if we see it again in the same preview or something like that, we're just going to get to the highlighted part. So Lex Luthor is there, and he's looking really good. But how about if we take a look at Wonder Woman? She is a common in the set, it looks like, and she is number 009.11. She has the Amazon Justice League Deity and Warrior keyword. She has 3 traits. The first one is Team Up Batman Superman. If both friendly characters are listed on the map, when Wonder Woman or the listed characters attack and their final attack roll includes a 3, after resolutions you may place a die with a 3 on this card. If no die was removed from this card, this attack. Once per turn, you may replace a die in an attack roll with a die from this card. So, and then the back half is just the team up stuff. So that's pretty cool there. It's sort of like a pseudo die replacement. I like how it seems like a lot more figures are getting that die replacement mechanic. So that'll be fun to see how that shakes out in the meta type stuff. Not that I feel like she's particularly meta, but just in general. Then her other trait is Justice League Unlimited. At the beginning of your turn, roll a d6. 6, remove an action token from a friendly character with the Justice League keyword that's 100 points or less. We've seen this before. It's still good. It's kind of like a pseudo global leadership. And then her third trait is Princess of Themyscira. Wonder Woman takes a maximum of 1 damage from ranged attacks if she can draw a line of fire to her attacker. So it's not within range or anything like that. It's just line of fire. So maximum 1 damage is pretty good. She's 90 points, has the JLA team ability, has a 0 range, of course. 9 movement with hypersonic speed and the flight ability, 11 attack, super strength, 18 defense with invincible and indomitability, 3 damage with leadership. I like this figure a lot. The die replacement's cool if you can get Batman and Superman on your team. Leadership's good. Hypersonic with that 9 movement's really good. Super strength is good too. You know, you can't hypersonic speed and use an object like you used to be able to, but you can still knock people back and stuff. So that's definitely a cool figure in my book. I'll be excited to try to get my hands on one of those when the time comes. So next up, we're going to have another team up card, and this one is Green Lantern, the John Stewart version. And this is number 002.11, and he has the Green Lantern Corps, Justice League, and Soldier keywords. He has 2 traits and a special on his movement. His first trait is Episode Team Up, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. If 1+ listed friendly characters are on the map, Green Lantern and the listed character gain tiny size, but may still be equipped. If all listed characters are on the map, they and Green Lantern have Kingdom Come team ability. And then the back half is the same. For all the team up cards, that's really good there. Tiny symbols, so you're getting +1 defense from range. You get to maintain your equipment and KC team ability, which is basically pseudo super senses. If you're not sure what the KC team ability is, or where to look these up, you can look them up on the WizKids Info Network. They do have a link for that. But also on Patreon, as a Patreon reward, I do have an unofficial team abilities card that I just updated, so it has all the newest Marvel and DC team abilities on it. You just print it off, take it somewhere, have them hot laminate it, and then you got a really good one. So that's at patreon.com/MrClicksFlix if you're looking for something like that. And then the other trait is Justice League Unlimited. At the beginning of your turn, roll a d6. 6, remove an action token from another friendly character with the Justice League keyword that's 100 points or less. Good every time we see it. His special on his movement is All Aboard. Move, Green Lantern can carry regardless of flight symbol. It modifies speed +1 for each carried character with the JLA. Team ability, move up to his speed value. So basically, you're going to get your full 12 movement every time, which is really good there. 65 points, has the Green Lantern and JLA team ability, which are phenomenal. And then he's got a 7 range, single target, 12 movement with the flight ability, 10 attack with telekinesis, 18 defense barrier, and indomitability, 2 damage with nothing on it. And this guy's just a good support figure. TK and barrier, that's good. He's able to carry plenty of people, and the KC team ability and tiny size is actually pretty helpful there. So I think this guy's pretty good in my opinion. And I know that's kind of a basic sculpt, but I do like it a lot. So next one we're going to take a look at is a super rare, and this one is Big Barda. So we're going to Apocalypse, I guess. And she is number 05 of 2 in the set. She has the Apocalypse, Birds of Prey, Female Furies, Justice League, New Gods, Future, and Warrior keywords. She has a trait, a special on her movement, and a special on her damage. Her trait is Boom Tube Travel. Once per game, phasing teleport. When Big Barda uses it, and her speed value is 12, and after resolutions, remove an action token from her. We've seen this on some other figures too, and it's good whenever they have it. Special on her movement is unless you got an S on your chest, you're useless. Charge, Flurry. When Big Barda uses Flurry and hits with both attacks, she has protected outwit until your next turn. That's pretty good there. Flurry and then potential protected outwit's good. Charge is always good too. Then the special on her damage is I'll kill you, demented old gargoyle. Opposing effects can't give Big Barda action tokens or modify her combat values. Ooh, that's pretty good. Not as proactive as I'd like, but very defensive, because it does seem like they're handing out a lot of things that hand out action tokens, so that's pretty cool. She's got 2 different point lines, 110 points and 50 points. At 110 points, she has a 5 range, single target, 11 movement with that special and the flight ability, 12 attack, 18 defense with invincible and indomitability, 4 damage with a special, so that's not too bad. And at 50 points, she's got a 10 movement with that special, 11 attack, 18 defense with invincibility and indomitability, 4 damage. You know what I'm going to say. I like the 50-point dial. This is definitely a good figure. I would be pretty excited to pull it there. Good selection of keywords and good values all around. So up next we have Martian Manhunter. He's number 046.09. This is the team up card version. So he's got the Justice League International, and Detective keywords. He's got 3 traits and a special on his movement. His first trait is Team Up Hawkgirl. If the listed friendly characters on the map, Martian Manhunter has flight. If they already have the flight, they can use improved movement ignores characters, and then the back half about the team up card. His other trait is Justice League Unlimited, which we all know from the other figures. And then he has his third trait, which is shape-shifting and intangibility. Shape change super senses. When Martian Manhunter uses shape change and succeeds, you may change the target of that attack to a character other than the attacker that is adjacent to Martian Manhunter, even if otherwise an illegal target. So you can basically make your opponent attack one of their own figures if they're trying to hold you down with somebody and then shoot at you from range. That's a pretty good tactic. I like that a lot. And then the special on his movement is I am not from around here. Mind control, phasing teleport. When Martian Manhunter uses phasing teleport, moves 4 or less squares. After resolutions, he may make a close attack. That's pretty good. He's got 2 different point lines, 100 points and 50 points, JLA team ability. At 100 points, he has a 6 range, single target, 10 movement with the flight ability, 11 attack, nothing on it, 18 defense, invincible, and indomitability, 4 damage with leadership. Then at 50 points, he's got a 10 movement with that special and the flight ability, 11 attack, 18 defense with impervious and indomitability, 3 damage with leadership. For 50 points, I think you're really maximizing a lot just using them at the 50-point line. And I think the improved movement ignores characters can be pretty handy for him to be able to get around. Like, I know he has phasing teleport and stuff like that, but especially on the back 3 clicks of his dial where he has sidestep, that's definitely going to be an advantage there. So I do like this figure quite a bit. So the next one we're going to take a look at is a super rare, and this is Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is number 65 in the set. She has the Amazon Justice Lords Ruler and Warrior keywords. She has 2 traits, a special on her movement and a special on her defense. Her first trait is Justice Lords. When Wonder Woman damages an opposing character with an attack, after resolutions, deal that character 1 unavoidable damage. If that character is not KO'd, immediately heal at 1 click. That's just good. It's a good way to kind of like check your opponent's dial, because like how many times is somebody like, oh, it's on my last click, and then this is the way to not get that done. It's also good for like end dial stop clicks and stuff like that, so that'll be a good way to get around that stuff. Then her other trait is The President Has Fallen. When Wonder Woman damages an opposing character after resolutions, choose 1. A hit character loses all keywords for the rest of the game, or modify attack and damage +1 for each other friendly character with the Justice Lords keyword until end of turn. Both of those are pretty good. Losing keywords could be a big deal. The +1 to attack and damage, though, could be really good, too. Then special on her movement is Damaging and Brutal Flurry Plasticity. Both of those are good. And then special on her defense is Princess of Themyscira. Energy Shield Deflection, Invulnerability, Protected Outwit, Protected Pulse Wave. So you're always getting those powers, which is pretty good. She's 90 points, has a 0 range, 10 movement with charge and the flight ability, 11 attack with super strength, 18 defense with that special, and indomitability, 3 damage with perplex. So for 90 points, realistically, you could perplex her attack up by 1 to get her to a 12, charge him with a heavy object, hit for 5. That's not bad, and then give +1 to your other Justice Lords if you have them, or make somebody lose all their keywords so that they can't use like theme probs and stuff like that. That could be cool. Now, as far as like theme probs and stuff like that, like you check for that at the beginning of the game so it doesn't ruin your opponent's theme team, but it makes so that particular figure can't be given the tokens for the theme probs and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty cool there. So definitely a super rare I wouldn't be sad to see. So next up, we're going to be looking at a Chase figure. And this guy is Samurai. So he is from the Super Friends TV show. And he has the Justice League Super Friends Martial Artist Warrior keywords. He has 3 traits. His first trait is Troubled Alert, Come In Samurai, Sideline Active. Friendly characters have free if this character critical missed this turn, or make the third attack this turn that missed all opposing characters. Place a character from your sideline that can use the Trouble Alert trait adjacent on its blue starting line. At the beginning of your turn, if Samurai started the game due to the Trouble Alert trait, roll a d6, 4 through 6, deal Samurai 1 unavoidable damage. So that's pretty cool there. You get them for free basically on your team if you want. Then his other trait is things not covered by Samurai tradition, my occasional weakness. Characters that weren't on a starting force modify attack +2 when attacking only Samurai. Characters that weren't on starting force modify characters defense when Samurai attacks them. Bystanders usually aren't on starting forces. So that's something where basically like ID call-ins, other trouble alerts and stuff like that get bonuses. This is probably the least egregious occasional weakness one. I could probably live with this one. Then he has a third trait, which is Kazno Tuni Kazai, I don't know. Which is, so he's got Force Blast, Phasing Teleport, Telekinesis. When he uses Force Blast or Telekinesis, after resolutions, choose a character that was placed by that power and roll a d6. 4 through 6, you may give that character an action token, or you may remove an action token from that character. Knockback places characters. Knocking back places characters. So if you knock back a character, you can give them an action token. If you TK out a friendly character that has an action token, you can remove it. So that's pretty good there. And then he's got 2 different point lines, 50 points and 30 points. At 50 points, he's got a 5 range single target, 11 movement with sidestep and the flight ability, 11 attack with force blast, 17 defense with energy shield deflection, 3 damage. And then 30 points, he has a 10 movement with charge, 10 attack with poison, 17 defense, combat reflexes, 2 damage with exploit weakness. Neither one of those are bad in particular, because for 50 points you get 6 clicks, which is actually pretty long. You get a carrier that has sidestep, which is good. But at 30 points, I mean, that's really where it's at for this guy. But yeah, definitely, that's a cool chase. I like the Super Friends chases, so I'm happy to see this one again. So next up is a super rare, and we are taking a look at Stargirl. She is number 055 in the set. She has the Justice League, 7 soldiers, and cosmic keywords. She has 2 traits and a special on her defense. Her first trait is Justice League Unlimited, which we know what it does already. You roll a d6, on a 6, remove an action token from a character with the Justice League keyword that is 100 points or less. Her other trait is Starlight Snares. Once per turn, when Stargirl hits a standard opposing character, choose one. A hit character has a mobile until your next turn, or after resolution, Stargirl can use telekinesis at no cost, but only to target a hit character and modify that character's attack +3 for that action, which that's pretty good. And then special on her defense is I don't need a babysitter pet. Stop, energy shield deflection. So that's good there. Stop clicks are good. She's got 2 different point lines, 60 points and 30 points. JLA team ability. Starts off at 60 points with a 6 range single target, 10 movement with running shot and the flight ability, 10 attack with incapacitate, 18 defense, energy shield deflection, 3 damage with range combat expert. And then at 30 points, she has a 9 movement with sidestep, 9 attack with precision strike, 17 defense with perplex, and that's it. The 2 damage with perplex is good. If you needed a cheap cosmic character, now there are cheaper cosmic characters right now, but I think after rotation you are going to lose some of those, so this would be a cheap cosmic perplex, and a cheap perplexer for Justice League. So I could see her filling that role, and I do like her Starlight Snares trait, which is pretty good. So I could see some reasons to play her. She's pretty cool, and I like the sculpt on that one too. So next up, we're going to be taking a look at Stripe, And Stripe here is a super rare. He's number 054 in the set. He has the All-Star Squadron, Justice League, 7 soldiers, and armor keywords. He has a trait, a special on his defense, and a special on his damage. His trait is the Justice League Unlimited trait, so we know about that one already. He's got a special on his defense, which is here to protect Courtney, stop, defend, invulnerability. Stop clicks are good. Defend, it depends on what his defense is, it's whether or not it's worth it, which it looks like it's an 18, which is worth it. And then invulnerability, which is good too. And then he's got a special on his damage, which is passing along years of experience. Leadership perplex, unique modifier. When Stripe uses leadership and succeeds, this turn, when he uses perplex to target another friendly character, he may instead modify a combat value except damage +2. That's pretty good. He's got 2 different point lines, 90 points and 35 points, JLA team ability. At 90 points, he has a 6 range single target, 10 movement with running shot and flight ability, 11 attack, energy explosion, 18 defense, impervious, and indomitability, 3 damage with that special. And then at 35 points, he has an 8 movement with sidestep, 10 attack, 18 defense with that special, and indomitability, 3 damage with a special. 35 points I think is where he's at on this one. It gives you the defend, it gives you the leadership special with the special perplex, gives you a taxi guy. This guy's definitely somebody that I could see playing. It's cheap armor, cheap Justice League again. I don't know too much about 7 soldiers. I know the Stargirl we just looked at had 7 soldiers, so maybe 7 soldiers could really use somebody like that. So anyway, next thing we're going to take a look at here is Batman, and he is number 005A.11. So that implies to me that Batman's going to be the prime, and actually we know this is fact from some things we've seen online recently, that they haven't been officially previewed yet, so we'll just kind of wait on that one. But this is the team-up card for that. He has Batman Family, Gotham City, Justice League, and Detective keywords. He has Team-Up, Superman, Wonder Woman. If both friendly characters listed on the if both friendly listed characters are on the map, man, for some reason that's worded funny to me where I have trouble saying it. When Batman or a listed character's attack, their final attack roll includes a 3. They modify attack +3, and then the after revealing force stuff. So this will work nice with the Wonder Woman because you get the modify attack +3 if your final attack roll includes a 3. So that could be pretty cool. Then he's got the Justice League Unlimited trait, which is good. And then special on his attack, which is I'll take it from here. Opposing characters within 6 squares in line of fire using impervious, shape change, or super senses decrease their rolls for those powers by -1. A 6 is always successful. Is always a success. So that's reasonable. You know, you don't want to just totally strip their powers by virtue of him kind of being around. He's 70 points, has the JLA and Batman team abilities, has a 6 range single target, 8 movement with running shot, 12 attack with that special, and 17 defense with combat reflexes, 3 damage with perplex. This guy's pretty good. He's a decent Batman. Getting the decrease things for those rollouts is good. The +3 attack, if you roll a 3, is also good. So definitely a decent Batman here. I'd be happy to pull him. And he's only common, so you got a good chance of getting him. So the next one we're going to take a look at is Green Lantern. And I know we already looked at a Green Lantern, but this is a different one. This is Team Up number 002.10, which is in fact a different number than the one we looked at. So the only thing that's going to be different on him is going to be his episode Team Up Batman Wonder Woman trait. So that's what we're going to take a look at, and then we'll move on. It says, if both listed friendly characters are on the map, Green Lantern can use probability control and may use it twice each turn. That is really solid. On top of his TK and his movement special that we already covered, that's I'd say this is probably the better team up in my opinion. Now, I don't know how many team up cards they're having for each figure, because the last one I think was 0.11 and this one's 0.10. So like, are they going to try to give us like 11 team up cards for each one? I don't know. But this one's definitely solid. I'm super happy for this one. And again, I really like, even though it's kind of a static pose, I like that Jon Stewart one. You know, they could have added a little razzle dazzle with like a Green Lantern effect, maybe even made it a super rare, but I like it just kind of how it is. So next one we're going to take a look at here is Lex Luthor, and he is number 025.03. And we have seen him before, so we're just going to take a look at the team up for him, which is team up Shade. If the listed friendly character on this is on the map, Lex Luthor can use Smoke Cloud as free, but only to generate 3 markers. Free Smoke Cloud's always good, and Free Smoke Cloud with his Energy Shield Deflection means that he'll be, unless they have improved targeting, ignores hindering, he'll be at a 21 defense from range, which is pretty oppressive. So for 50 points, they're going to have to commit a considerable amount of resources if they're trying to KO him from distance. So that could be a good little harasser. And 11 attack for 3 damage isn't really something you can totally ignore. And for 50 points, you're definitely going to be able to get his damage up. So this is a good Lex Luthor. I like that one a lot. So next up, we're going to see Hawkgirl, and we haven't seen this one yet, so we're going to go ahead and look at everything that is here. So she is number 045.09 in the set. She has improved movement, ignores characters, and she has the Justice League and Warrior keywords. She has 3 traits. Her first trait is Team Up, Martian Manhunter. If the listed friendly character is on the map, Hawkgirl can use Shape Change. So traded Shape Change if you have Martian Manhunter is really cool there. So definitely a good thing to have if you have Martian Manhunter. Then she has the Justice League Unlimited trait, so removing tokens is always good. And then her other trait is Nth Metal Mace. When Hawkgirl hits a character with the Mystical keyword, after resolutions, deal that character 1 penetrating damage. That could be pretty good. There's a lot of really good mystical things floating around right now. Wendigo, I'm looking at you. So that could be a solid choice. She's got 2 different point lines. 60 points and 30 points, has the JLA team ability, has a 0 range, of course. At 60 points, she has a 12 movement with that special and the flight ability, 12 attack, 18 defense, combat reflexes, and indomitability, 3 damage. And at 30 points, she has an 11 movement with that special, 11 attack, 18 defense, combat reflexes, indomitability, 3 damage. 30 points is where I like her at. You're only losing 1 from your movement and your attack, and it's still pretty high. That's definitely some good fodder for Justice League. She's good. I'm liking all these low point Justice League figures, so that, you know, it's not going to be as good as Avengers, because Avengers has a bunch of 10-point figures right now, although they are about to rotate out. So this will be a little more in line. They'll be able to get about as many as Avengers. So definitely excited to see that stuff there. So next one we're going to take a look at is a super rare and a fan favorite from what I can tell, and that is Booster Gold. So Booster Gold is number 053 in the set, has the Justice League International Celebrity and Future keywords. He has 2 traits, a special on his attack and a special on his damage. His first trait is Justice League Unlimited, which we've seen before. Removing tokens is always good. His other trait is Crowd Control Barrier. Barrier is free, but only to generate 2 markers. Barrier's good, so you can just use standard barrier. Barrier's free is really good, even if it's only 2 markers. 2 markers is a lot of times enough to just block off a doorway so that somebody can come through, where some of the free barrier 1 markers, you know, you got to be a little bit more sly about it. This you're gonna have a lot easier time placing for. Then the special on his attack is 25th Century Technology, Incapacitate, Knockback. So you're always able to knock characters back, which is good. Then he has a special on his damage, which is Skeets, Booster Gold's biggest fan. Perplex, probability control. When Booster Gold uses Perplex to target himself, he may instead modify a combat value except damage +2. That's just good. So he's 80 points, has the JLA team ability, 6 range, dual target. Starts off with a 10 movement with running shot and the flight ability, 10 attack with that special, 18 defense with invulnerability and indomitability, 3 damage with that special. So it's going to be easy enough to get him for 80 points up to a 12 attack. And then once you're up to a 12 attack, you're going to be able to incapacitate 2 different figures and then generate some barrier after that. Yeah, this is definitely somebody that I'm a fan of in this set. That's definitely cool. I like how Skeets is there on the sculpt. Just looks really cool. So definitely will be happy to pull him. So those are the previews, guys, that I have for you today. Please let me know in the comments below which one was your favorite. I always enjoy reading that stuff. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, give it a share. It helps keep me motivated to make these videos, and it also lets YouTube know, hey, other people might like this video. That's all I have for you guys today. As always, please remember the zone critical miss if you don't have probability control.